Right now at 6, teacher ed students get to explore options during a career fair event at Missouri Southern.
And we'll talk about the upcoming forecast we have up this week.
Plus, the release of a man connected to the double murder of 2 teen girls moves Oklahoma lawmakers to pass a bill addressing prison stays for criminals.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 6 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
All right, I love having you here, Lindsay.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
It's an early morning for me.
Got a nice break from Chris, so that started my morning off right. I love it. So what do you have in store for us this week?
So we had those thunderstorms this morning. Thankfully, they are out of here, and we're looking ahead to a pretty great weekend. Now, yesterday was gorgeous, with our high being 74 degrees, almost matching our record from 1996, and the high and low are well above average for this time of year. Now, today we're looking at matching average, maybe slightly above, with our temperature right now being 57 degrees, and it is clearing up. We do have some clouds still in the area remaining from that storm that just came through, and winds are calm right now. Those are going to pick up as we move into the afternoon hours, but the clouds are starting to make their way out of here as well, and the storms have already passed. We may still see some showers here and there, but for the most part, we're going to shape up to a clear day. And looking ahead, we don't have anything on the forecast for the next several days, with our next system only coming in next Tuesday. So all weekend, it's going to be gorgeous, sunny, and warm, and I know I am very much looking forward to that. Now, we may still see some fog in the area as the rain starts to evaporate as we move into the morning hours, but for the most part, it is going to be clear, except for these winds. As that wind starts to shift from the north, we're going to get gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. Starting off, we're looking at pretty calm winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. They'll pick up 10 to 15 with these gusts, and it's going to continue on throughout the entire day, still gusting up to 30 miles per hour, possibly getting more than that. And as we move into the evening hours, it's going to clear up, maybe some more gusts here and there as we move into tomorrow. So today will be a breezy day, and then we're going to have some showers looking ahead.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. The Oklahoma House passes a bill increasing mandated prison stays for convicted criminals. House Bill 2946, known as Loria and Ashley's Law, is now headed to the Senate. The 2 teens were kidnapped, tortured, raped, and killed in 1999. Their bodies have yet to be found. If passed, the bill will add accessory to murder in both the first and second degree to the list of crimes mandating offenders to serve 85% of their prison sentence before they are eligible for parole. The bill follows the recent release of Ronnie Busick. He was charged with accessory to felony murder in the girl's case and sentenced to 10 years in prison with 5 years probation. Because of good days earned while incarcerated, as well as time credited while in a county jail, Busick was released just after 3 years. And just after 9 on Tuesday night, a car fled from Webb City Police during a minor traffic stop. The pursuit began around 13th and Madison. As the car raced east on MacArthur, officers spiked the car and it crashed onto the median at the east roundabout. The driver then ran from the car only to fall in the mud, where he was pepper sprayed and arrested. Charges are pending. The Environmental Protection Agency is in Caney, Kansas, seeking permission from residents to sample for contaminated soil. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
2 Environmental Protection Agency representatives are asking property owners in Caney, Kansas to have access to private residential properties for the removal and replacement of contaminated soil, specifically lead.
But they were operating under a different cleanup level of 400 parts per million, and since then we have new processes, new science, and it's just been an evolving process to see that 200 parts per million is more protective than the 400 parts per million level.
That's good. It seems to look quite a bit different than it was last time, so.
Really? Is that a good thing or a bad thing for you?
Well,
just more thorough?
If something's wrong, I want to get it fixed.
The EPA says this is a 3-year project and residents can expect sampling to start next summer. Since Caney properties were sampled back in 2017, the EPA still has records of the hotspots.
Just about every property was sampled in the past, so we have the field sheets. We know what sections of the yards are contaminated. So instead of waiting 3 years until remediation comes through to put in your garden, you could start now.
And for the most asked question during the discussion,
And I'll ask him real quick. Yeah, we're not responsible for anything financially on this, are we?
No, 100% free of
Yeah.
charge.
I thought that's what I understood, but
the removal and replacement of contaminated soil is at no cost to the property owner. Reporting in Caney, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Representatives from the EPA will be at the Caney City Library later today at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The public is welcome. And MSSU teacher ed students had the chance to hand out their resumes to local school districts yesterday afternoon. Many school districts across the 4 states and nation are dealing with a teacher shortage. More than 50 school districts attended the Education Career Fair and shared their opportunities with Missouri Southern students.
There's definitely even a couple schools that I haven't even heard of that are around here that I've seen that are posting jobs.
At the end of this, we'll be setting up interviews. We'll look to hire rather quickly. And so if we can find the right teacher today, we'll look to offer them something this week.
Many school districts across the 4 states and nation are dealing with a teacher shortage. The Education Career Fair was an opportunity for students and alumni seeking teaching positions and graduate programs. Colton Spreckle is a first-year music teacher at Columbian Elementary in Carthage. Recently, he made a decision to help one of his students and has provided her with the opportunity to create music with all other students. Third grader Belinda Velasquez has a congenital condition in her left hand, limiting the use of her fingers. Spreckle was able to find a customizable recorder that would allow Belinda to mainly use her right hand. The recorder has all the same capabilities as a standard recorder and now allows Belinda to play all the same music as her peers.
Belinda's a lot of fun to teach. She has a lot to say. She has a lot to say. She participates in everything we do. She really likes when we're singing. She's a good singer. I can hear her through the class. She's very positive. She's always got a good attitude.
In a statement released by Columbian Elementary School Principal Becky Chad said, Mr. Spankle's actions are a beautiful act of kindness and inclusivity. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, Home Depot broke a labor law when it fired an employee with Black Lives Matter messaging on his apron. Plus, there's more fallout after Alabama's Supreme Court ruled that embryos created by in vitro fertilization can be considered children. And Lindsay Gaffney returns with another look at your Thursday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
March 16, 2024.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, the National Labor Relations Board ruled that Home Depot broke a labor law when it fired an employee with Black Lives Matter messaging on his apron. The employee, Antonio Morales, said he refused to remove BLM messaging from the company's work apron. Morales was one of several workers that wrote BLM on their work aprons. This took place at the Home Depot in New Brighton, Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis, where police killed George Floyd. The Labor Board ruled that the writing on the aprons was a protected, concerted activity to protest the racial injustice that took place at the store from August 2020 to February 2021. It also ruled that Morales must be reinstated and reimbursed for any lost earnings. And union members at an all-time low, but strike activity is alive and kicking. According to the Labor Department, 2023 saw 33 major strikes involving more than 450,000 workers. That's the most in more than 2 decades. Some of those strikes included Hollywood screenwriters and actors and workers at all 3 Detroit automakers. A strong labor market empowered workers to demand and win massive pay increases. They had also reached a boiling point after years of stagnant wages while executive compensation soared. Even last year's surge in strike activity was still much less than in the 1940s and 50s when millions of workers walked off the job each year. Former President Donald Trump is asking a judge to delay enforcing the $355 million civil fraud judgment against him for 1 month. In the letter, his attorneys accused New York Attorney General Letitia James of rushing to enforce the judgment by submitting a proposal for the judge to sign days after the ruling. Trump has 30 days from when a judgment is entered to post bond and appeal. He was ordered to pay $355 million plus interest for fraudulently inflating the values of his properties. He was also banned from acting as an officer of a New York business for 3 years. This morning, there's more fallout after Alabama's Supreme Court ruled that embryos created by in vitro fertilization can be considered children. The state's largest hospital now says it'll pause IVF treatments, frustrating patients with fertility problems. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill has more from New York.
It's completely just derailed a lot of hope.
Jasmine York says she is angry and sad after the University of Alabama health system told her they're pausing her fertility treatments. The 34-year-old mom of a 13-year-old says IVF is her only hope to have another child after multiple ectopic pregnancies.
We want to grow our family. It would mean the world to everyone around me.
The University of Alabama health system released a statement saying it is saddened, but, quote, we must evaluate the potential that our patients and our physicians could be prosecuted criminally or face punitive damages for following the standard of care for IVF treatments. The pause comes days after Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos have the same rights as children. This goes back to a wrongful death lawsuit brought by couples whose embryos were accidentally destroyed. Generally, unused or extra embryos are either destroyed or donated.
This is unprecedented. It is an affront to the millions of babies that have been born through IVF.
Resolve, the National Infertility Association, says the ruling will likely have devastating consequences even beyond Alabama. Some anti-abortion rights advocates praised the decision, saying they hope it'll change the way the industry operates.
Embryos have value and worth and dignity.
In the meantime, desperate would-be parents struggling to have a child in Alabama are now in limbo. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The University of Alabama at Birmingham Health System tells CBS News it doesn't know how long its pause on IVF treatments will last. Patient Jasmine York says she's hopeful her IVF treatments will resume in Alabama, though she's also considering the possibility of having to transfer to another state, a move that could cost her family thousands on top of the thousands they've already spent so far. The topic has also made its way onto the campaign trail, with Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley stating to multiple news outlets on Wednesday that she feels frozen embryos made using IVF are in fact, quote, babies. And that's a look at some of today's top national story. Here is Lindsay now with a look at your forecast.
So we're having clear days ahead all the way through the weekend and possibly some storms in the forecast. But we'll have a look at more news and weather up next.
Are you signed up for the wrong?
It's definitely not the kind of diet caretakers wanted for a gator at the Omaha Zoo. Jeannie Moose has the story of how $7 worth of change ended up in an alligator's stomach.
He may look like a happy gator, but his keepers at Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo weren't smiling. They found this x-ray hard to swallow.
How many coins are we talking here? How much money did he eat?
It was about 70 coins that we were able to pull out of his stomach.
The 36-year-old white gator is one of the zoo's stars. Thibodeau, seen here getting his x-ray, had to be fully knocked out with anesthesia to retrieve almost $7 worth of coins using an endoscope with a camera. Here's the before and after.
Did you keep the change?
Yes, so we did keep the change.
But why were all those coins tossed into his enclosure? Ugh, humans are the worst. People are just plain morons.
How can I put this politely? What is wrong with people?
Nebraskans are my family, so again, it's just trying to educate people.
Educate them not to bombard the gators with coins to get them to move, perhaps aiming for their mouths. Who was the idiot that thought an enclosure for animals was a wishing well? Note, this is not a fountain. The fountain's on the right.
3 coins in the fountain.
We're talking 70 coins in the gator, who, by the way, seems fine. Now they're screening and finding coins in 9 other gators as well.
Just one wish will be granted.
And the wish is, keep your dirty pennies and nickels out of my swamp. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Well, I'm glad that they got the coins out and the gator seems to be doing all right. Now here's Lindsay with a quick look at your forecast.
So we're having a pretty gorgeous weekend ahead. Sunny skies and temperatures in the 60s to the 70s with some shower chances later this week, rolling in Tuesday afternoon, sticking around through Wednesday evening, possibly Thursday. And I'll have more details for you in just a bit.
Automotive Group.
All right, so we woke up to some thunderstorms this morning. I was up pretty early listening to them, but right now it's pretty clear. Clouds are starting to roll out of here and traffic is picking up out there, and there may still be some slick spots on the road due to all that rain we got this morning. However, it's going to clear out pretty quickly as well as those clouds and storm. However, looking ahead, we don't have any rain or snow on the forecast for the next several days. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great weekend. Starting today with our temperature right now being 55. Winds start to shift starting from the south, and they're going to shift as we move through the day coming from the north. And as they shift, it's going to pick up. We're going to start seeing gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour. Coming home, the winds are coming out of the north at this point, and they will start to die down, only breezing from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And there's only a 10-degree temperature increase, so it's not going to get too warm today, but it will be still above average. Now, we may still have some fog in the area as we move into the morning hours. It will clear out pretty quickly as that rain evaporates from this morning. And then we're going to see these temperatures warm up just slightly, but they're going to stick around up to the mid-50s all the way to the mid-60s. So it's not going to be extremely cold. However, it's not going to be as warm as what we saw the last few days. And the sun does come out, and we're going to see the sun come out for the remainder of the weekend. With our high being 66 today, slightly above average, it's going to be partly cloudy. Clouds do clear out this evening, but it's going to be pretty breezy as those winds shift coming out of the north. We're going to see that shift start to happen. There they go. And then it's going to start gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. It's going to continue throughout the entire day. Winds gusting upwards of 30 miles per hour, and then it'll start to die down as we move into Friday morning. Our low tonight is 39, so colder than what we saw this morning, with our low being 55 degrees. But it will be clear, and temps are going to get cool. But it's going to be clear and sunny for the next several days, all the way up until Tuesday at around 4 p.m. We start to see that rain make its way into our area. Temperatures are 70s, as you can see, Tuesday as our high. But then the rain will start to increase, and unfortunately, we do see some snow start to sneak into our northern counties. However, it's not going to stick around. As of right now, it's just going to clip those northern counties and then dropping those temperatures behind it to the mid-40s. So to start of the day, we're going to be in the mid-70s, and by the end of this system, down to the 40s, possibly even dropping down to the 30s. With maybe some snow. However, this is just a few days out, up to a week, so it could shift, and we'll keep you updated on that as we track that system. Starting today, temperature is 65, 66. We may still see some sprinkles in the area, and then it's going to be sunny for the remainder of the weekend, getting up to 76 by Monday. As those rain showers move in Tuesday, it's going to drop those overnight lows down to the 20s again, unfortunately, dropping the temperature high 45 by Thursday. But by next weekend, we'll warm back up, so it's just a little blip of showers ahead.
Topping Health Watch, a new study finds that persistent COVID infections are more common than previously thought. Researchers with the University of Oxford found 1 to 3% of people who catch COVID have infections lasting a month or longer. Those patients were also 55% more likely to get long COVID, which could linger for months. Mental illness among mothers is a public health crisis leading to more deaths. That's according to research by Children's National Hospital that finds maternal mortality in the U.S. is as much as 3 times the rate of other high-income countries, and 1 in 4 deaths are due to suicide or overdoses. The study authors say more women need to be screened for postpartum depression. And doctors say they know the magic number of daily steps that can lower your risk of heart failure. Researchers at the University of Buffalo say 3,600 steps per day at a normal pace can lower your risk of developing heart failure by 26%. The study focused on women aged 63 and older. Most women in the U.S. average less than 2,400 steps daily. A 13-year-old who's been battling a heart condition since before she was even born is using her story to raise funds for kids just like her. The athletic 8th grader doesn't let her disease stop her from doing what she loves. Her name is Olivia Goodwin, and she's been named the 2024 Children's Miracle Network Hospital Local Champion. Amaya Mitchell has her story.
This might be the reason she was born. This might be why she has this story to help somebody somewhere.
Olivia Goodwin will represent UVA Health Children's all around Virginia.
She's special, she's committed, she's a great advocate.
Her journey to get here has been anything but easy, with having her first heart surgery before she was even a week old.
So when I was 3 days old, I got a pacemaker installed to help my heart beat at its normal pace.
Olivia says leaning on others is what got her through the darkest moments.
My family, my sisters, they help lift me up, especially in low moments.
For Olivia and her entire family, having an incredible doctor has made battling a heart disease just a little easier.
We happen to be native Spanish speakers, so he is Dr. Jorge, ever since she was little. And it's a friendship, it's a collaboration.
I've now been here 17 years, which means I've known Olivia her whole life. And essentially, I started taking care of her when she was born.
Olivia is thankful that her journey can be turned into something positive.
All the funds raised stay local, so what you're going to see is Olivia's beautiful face when you visit Costco or Dairy Queen or Walmart, and when you donate those funds, go to help kids just like her.
It feels like an honor. Everything I've worked for, everything the doctors have helped with, it all came to this, and I'm really, really grateful.
The partnership between UVA Health Children's Hospital and the Children's Miracle Network Hospital has helped raise upwards of $15 million. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back.
For every season.
Right now at 6:30, 17 Macaulay Catholic School seniors were presented with scholarship letters.
And the last several days has been above average, with yesterday almost beating our record. And we're going to stick to that trend up here in the next weekend.
Plus, Mercy Hospital in Columbus, Kansas celebrated the opening of a new infusion suite yesterday.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 6:32 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
All right, Lindsay, so we're going to have some beautiful weather, right? Just in time for the weekend?
I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
We had some thunderstorms this morning, but for the next few days into next week, it's going to be sunny and really gorgeous outside. Yesterday, our high was 74, so we almost matched our record for yesterday, set in 1996, and we're going to stick to that trend as we move through the weekend, with us being way above average, beating our record. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be sunny and gorgeous. Right now, we're about to be where we normally are for this time in February, with our temperature right now only being 57. Winds are calm and the streets are pretty clear. They will start to build up traffic as we move into the morning hours, and visibility is good, so you don't have to worry about that for your morning commute. We had some thunderstorms this morning, but they are making their way out of here along with those clouds, and we're looking to have a relatively clearly day with some clouds still in the area. And looking ahead, we don't have any rain or snow on the forecast for the next several days, all the way until Tuesday. So we saw a little fog this morning. However, most of it is pretty cleared out of here as we continue on, and you don't have to deal with any more fog this afternoon. These winds are coming out of the south right now, and as they shift, coming from the north, we're going to get some winds picking up, gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. These are going to stick around all day as that wind shifts from the north and into the evening hours tonight, only gusting up to 30-35 miles per hour, so it's not going to be an incredibly windy day, just slightly breezy. And then we're going to look ahead to the showers we have coming in next Tuesday through Wednesday up next.
Thanks, Lindsay. 17 Macaulay Catholic High School seniors were presented with scholarship letters yesterday, adding up to more than $20 million. Some students received offers for more than $1 million in scholarships coming from different universities that are a part of the VU Scholarship Partnership.
I've lived here for 18 years and just uprooting my life, and it'll just be, more comfortable to know that I have options at schools that are willing to help me pay for all that.
We want to make everything that's available to our kids, everything that's out there, we want to make sure that that's available for our kids.
VU scholarships connected the Catholic school students with more than 30 colleges. Mercy Hospital in Columbus, Kansas celebrated the opening of a new infusion suite yesterday. Officials say the suite triples the number of patients who can be served at one time while incorporating relaxing massage chairs in the treatment area.
What we're able to do now is we have 3 beautiful chairs, much more space, and that's going to help us keep patients from driving to outlying communities hours at a time, which you already spend time in these chairs as it is, but they're on the road, they're sick, they're not feeling well. Why not be able to get it at home at your community hospital? This helps the patients, this helps their care provider, it helps everybody.
The new center will offer infusions for multiple medical conditions, including rheumatoid arthritis, asthma, osteoporosis, multiple sclerosis, and more. Pitt State celebrated Black History Month yesterday evening with a gospel explosion. The event provided a history lesson on the rich tradition of gospel music, a combination of spirituals, blues, and the song sermons. Organizers hope the event spotlighted numerous rich contributions during Black History Month.
I think I want them to know that Black history is every day. It's not just the month of February, but every single day we are celebrating our culture, our rich heritage, and all of the contributions that people have made before us.
The event also will feature the newly formed Viking Dance and Color Guard from Parsons, created last fall to empower youth and provide scholarship and audition opportunities in the performing arts. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. More than 150,000 borrowers have had their student loans canceled. We'll have the details. And we have a warm and cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Lindsay Gaffney in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch this morning, tax day is less than 2 months away, and if you haven't filed yet, now might be a good time to start. Tax experts say if you make a mistake, there's still plenty of time to correct it before the April 15th deadline. Jen Sullivan looks at some common mistakes and how you can avoid them.
Filing your taxes can be a complicated process, and the tiniest mistake can throw everything off. The IRS says common errors include misspelling a name or typing in the wrong social security number.
So really important to just make sure you put your information in correctly.
Another common error is choosing the wrong filing status and not listing your dependents correctly, and that can prevent you from receiving tax credits and a bigger refund. Typically, your marital status on the last day of the tax year determines your status for the entire year, and filing jointly can mean a higher refund. Next, do you have dependents? They could include a child or stepchild under 19 or under 24 if they're a full-time student. If you have a family member deemed permanently and totally disabled, you can claim them as a dependent as well. And if your child is under 17, you can receive up to $2,000 per child in tax credits.
I would just encourage people that have kids that are under 17 to still file and get that credit.
Using software like TurboTax or H&R Block can help guide you through this process.
Confer with a tax professional or use, tax software where it's going to guide you through and make those calculations correctly.
If you file early and happen to make one of these mistakes, you'll still have time to fix it. In some cases, the IRS may even notify you about the error. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
And more than 150,000 borrowers have had their student loans canceled. President Biden said yesterday he's forgiving some $1.2 billion worth of debt for those enrolled in the Saving on a Valuable Education, or SAVE, repayment program, who have made at least 10 years of payments. It comes as the annual tuition at a private nonprofit four-year college or university now tops $41,000. That's up 4% from just 1 year ago. And more than 15 million Toshiba laptop adapters are being recalled because they can overheat and cause a fire to ignite. There have been 679 reports of the recalled adapters overheating, catching fire, or melting. 43 people have been burned. The impacted adapters were sold between April of 2008 and April of 2014. And Pepperidge Farm has enlisted Ted Lasso actress Hannah Waddingham to help introduce its new Milano London Fog cookie. It features the flavors of Earl Grey tea, milk chocolate, and a hint of vanilla. The cookies are expected to hit store shelves sometime in the next month. And imagine buying a car, then police taking it away hours later, saying it had been stolen. That's what a Georgia man says happened to him after he purchased a vehicle from Carvana. He's taken to social media to warn others it could happen to them too. Andy Cole reports.
Listen, y'all do not buy a car from Carvana. This is a viral TikTok posted by Adrian Kirkland's brother after Savannah police took interest in his 2017 Corvette. 12 came through, ran the VINs. They was like, it's stolen in Florida. We gotta tow it.
I couldn't believe it, man. I thought I was being pranked, man.
Within hours of picking up his car from Carvana, it was gone. Adrian and his brother exclusively spoke to WJCL 22 about the traumatic experience.
So many people have contacted me like, I can't believe they sold you a stolen car. You know, how did it pass the insurance? Because the insurance people insured it. How did it pass the registration, the DMV? What did they get wrong?
Look at this. Adrian's video blew up on TikTok. Nearly 500,000 people watched it, including folks at Carvana, who acted quickly to resolve the situation. Kirkland says they've offered to find him a new Corvette and compensation for the experience. In a statement, Carvana says Kirkland is a victim of a sophisticated fraud, and they're working with Kirkland and police to make the situation right, including a full refund for his purchase. Savannah police says they'll continue to hold the vehicle while the investigation continues. Despite the company's efforts, Kirkland believes it should have never happened.
You know, $1 billion corporation, why are you selling people stolen cars? It could happen to you.
And that's it for Consumer Watch. Now here's Lindsay with another look at your forecast.
So we woke up to some thunderstorms this morning. However, most of those are out of our area and off to the east. Looking ahead, we don't have anything on the forecast for the next several days. Today, we are going to see winds gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour as those winds shift, starting to come out from the south, and by midday, they're going to shift coming out of the north, and they're going to continue to increase 25 to 30 miles per hour throughout the entire day as those winds start to pick up. Then they will die down by the evening time hours, so it's not going to be too bad, just a light breezy day, but the sun does come out, so it won't be too cloudy either. Looking ahead to the weekend, it's going to be sunny for the next several days, getting up to 72 by Sunday, 76 on Monday, and then some showers in the forecast. By Tuesday, we may see some showers and temperatures drop for the overnight low down to 20 degrees. So we'll be keeping a track on that, and we'll give you updates as we see fit. And then it's almost time to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. They're up after the break, but first let's see what's happening on CBS Morning.
Hello to you, I'm Gail King. Coming right up on CBS Mornings, Vlad is talking with Ziggy Marley today about One Love. It's a new movie about his dad. And comedian Jenny Slate will be here in studio today to tell us about her new stand-up special. Jenny Slate, very funny. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
It's time for birthdays, and we're going to kick it off with Jace Williams, who today turned 7 over in Sarcoxie, Missouri. It says, happy birthday, love mom, dad, and Cash.
And a happy birthday to Indy Pipkin, who turned 10 today from Lamar. Happiest of birthdays, love Gigi and Papa.
Over in Chanute, happy 13th birthday to Caitlin Ford. What are you doing behind that wheel at 13, huh?
And Harrison Todd turned 15 today in Joplin, Missouri. Have a happy day. Love Papa and Gigi.
And over in Pittsburgh, happy 17th birthday to Spencer Wade.
Sarah Vaca turned 39 today. Happy birthday all the way in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Happy birthday from all your family. We love you.
Ooh, and we got twins. Happy 40th birthday to Matt Hart and Elizabeth Colbert.
And Ronnie Mercer, happy 82nd birthday in Crestline, Kansas. Happy birthday to you.
And wrapping it up, happy 18th birthday to Alicia Stillford over in Joplin. She is a senior at Joplin High School, and we're very proud of her. All right, great list today. And if you want to have your birthdays or anniversaries featured on our morning show, just submit to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com and be sure to include pictures and any messages.
All right, so we woke up to some thunderstorms this morning, and they were loud, but they didn't last long, only for the first few hours today, and they are clearing up. We have some clouds in the area, and traffic is starting to pick up, 7th and Range Line, and the clouds are starting to make their way out of here. For the most of the morning, we will have a cloudy day, but by the afternoon, it's going to start to clear up, and that's just going to be a hint of what we have coming in this weekend. With nothing on the radar, no rain or snow, all the way until Tuesday, it's going to be sunny and in the 60s all the way up to the 70s throughout the remainder of the weekend. Starting your day today, temperature is going to be 55 as you're making your way to work or school. Winds start to shift, starting from the south, and they'll start to shift from the north, and as that happens, winds will pick up, gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. And as you're getting home from your day, temperatures only increase to about 65 degrees, so it's only a 10-degree increase, and the winds do start to die down as those winds are shifting from the north. We see some fog in the area, however, most of it has started to clear up as the sun comes out, and it will start to evaporate the rain that we got this morning. Then that fog will clear out of here pretty quickly, and we'll be back to great visibility for the remainder of the weekend. Temperature only increases about 10 degrees today, starting from 56 degrees this morning all the way to 65, 66 degrees as our high. So we're not having a great increase, but it will be still a nice day today. Temperature is getting back to about what we see for this time February. It's going to be slightly above average, partly cloudy and breezy. Those winds are shifting from the north, and when that happens, it does start to gust upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. We're going to see that come through early this morning, and by the afternoon hours, we'll be gusting 25, 30 miles per hour throughout the remainder of the day, mostly sticking around from 10 to 15 miles per hour, and then we will start to die down as we move into the overnight hours, with our low being 39 degrees, much colder than what we saw this morning, with our low this morning being 55 degrees. So we're dropping almost 20 degrees for our overnight low tonight, so it's going to be a lot cooler than what we expected. Now, winds do die down, only 5 to 10 miles per hour as we move into the overnight hours. Looking ahead, it is a gorgeous weekend all the way until Tuesday. We're going to see some rain start to make its way in, and look at these temperatures, 76 in Parsons, 73 in Nevada, so it's gorgeous all the way up until the afternoon when the rain comes in. It's going to start to increase by the evening hours on Tuesday, and then possibly some snow starts to make its way in. Unfortunately, I know we thought we were done with the snow, but looks to be like it's only clipping those northern counties, and we'll keep an eye on that as we get closer to time before it starts to make its way out, dropping those temperatures behind it down to the mid-40s all the way down to the mid-30s. Then it will start to clear out after that. Now, starting today, temperature is 65, 63 all the way to 76 by Monday. And you see this nice stretch of gorgeous sunny days. And then those showers roll in, dropping the overnight lows down to 20 degrees and 27 on Thursday. So we will have some rain in the forecast. Back to you, Caitlin. Oh.
Coming up, when the KOAM morning news switches on over to Fox 14, we'll see how a woman in need of a kidney transplant met her match years earlier. We have the story.
Four-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The Oklahoma House passes a bill increasing mandated prison stays for convicted criminals. House Bill 2946, known as Loria and Ashley's Law, is now headed to the Senate. If passed, the bill will add accessory to murder in both the first and second degree to the list of crimes mandating offenders to serve 85% of their prison sentence before they are eligible for parole. The Environmental Protection Agency is in Caney, Kansas, taking the next step to deal with contaminated soil. 2 EPA representatives are asking property owners in Caney to have access to residential properties for the removal and replacement of contaminated soil, specifically lead. The EPA changed the qualifications of safe lead levels in soil. This is a 3-year project, and residents can expect sampling to start next summer. And Mercy Hospital in Columbus, Kansas celebrated the opening of a new infusion suite yesterday. Officials say the suite triples the number of patients who can be served at one time while also incorporating relaxing massage chairs in the treatment area. The donation comes from Columbus residents Wes and Jan Hauser. The new center will offer infusions for multiple medical conditions, including rheumatoid arthritis, asthma, osteoporosis, multiple sclerosis, and more. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
So we're taking a look at the 10-day forecast, and we see the first weekend into the beginning of next week. It is gorgeous. 63 through Saturday and 72 Sunday, getting up to 76 and 77 by Monday and Tuesday, with some showers rolling in Tuesday afternoon, dropping those overnight lows down to 20 degrees. So it's going to be chilly next week, but it will warm back up.
And coming up today at noon, we're making Italian-style meatloaf in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll see how you can help students at MSSU with their Dress to Impress event.
Plus, Missouri Southern Theater student joins us in the studio to talk about their performance of The Great Gatsby. But that'll wrap it up for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.